Alright, thank you for waiting, everybody. That pull screen was a little bit longer than we might have wanted, but we will be moving on to something completely new to Spyrothon. This is Spyrothon 8, and we have yet to see this at any Spyrothon before. So it's going to be Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. It's going to be the original trio, which I'm sure the runner will explain a lot better than I think I will ever. So I will hand it right over to DukeDragon to show us Skylanders.
Hello there. Yep, I'm DukeDragon28, and I am here to run Skylanders Spyro Adventure. So, yes, of course, this is a very different run to what you guys might be used to, including, well, the entire type of game. So, this, as we were saying, is the original trio category. So, because this game is Toys to Life, which means that you have physical figures instead of actual, characters in game. So when you buy the game, you get three of them: Spyro, Gilgrunt, and Trigger Happy. And we're going to beat the game using only those three, and they are completely reset from 0. But apparently, I take the point. I'm going to reset Spyro again. Still going to beat the game from there. From level 1, we're going to be very unleveled. It's going to be a little interesting. Hopefully, I can provide something new and teach you all a thing or two about this series, which I'm sure some of you may not have even seen much of, other than, oh, it's Spyro. So
whenever you're ready, feel free to count us down.
Just gonna, brief begin. Alright, so I'm not gonna time the run myself. So time will start when I press start the file. So 3, 2, 1, go. And we begin. Yes, the same soundtrack does, bang. Okay, so first notes about the run that some very observant people might notice. First of all, yes, this game is currently in French. Yeah, so the game is in French. I see someone in chat saying it. Yes, this game is in French because the cutscenes are based on, text length. So unskippable cutscenes are based on text length, not text length, but how long it takes for the voice actor to say the text. So, yeah, we're gonna use French because it is faster than English. So now we're going to do cutscene skip quickly. First trick of the run, hopefully, if I can nail it. Need to get Trigger Happy, one of the other characters here, and then run across. And that completely skips a cutscene. For whatever reason, if you have a second player there, the game just doesn't activate the cutscene trigger, and we save a minute. Moving on to grab this key. So the other observation, what was the other observation I was going to say? The other observation is I'm starting as the second player. That will become important for like a whole 5-second time save later. Isn't the game 16:9? It's a Wii game. It can be both. It does not matter if it wants to be 16:9 or 4:3. You can set it as either. Yes, and very keen observer in chat has figured out something important for the run later. Good job, keen observer in chat. So yes, Spyro will be our main, so, yeah. So, what was I saying? Yes, Spyro is going to be our main guy for most of the run because his movement speed is way faster than anything else. But he's not the only Skylander we're making use of. So I made use of Trigger Happy earlier, and then we will make use of Gilgrunt in the rest of this level. No, I'm streaming it in 4:3, and the Wii is set to be in 4:3. My monitor is playing in 4:3, so I don't know. But yes, this game, it's a Wii game. It can use both. And yes, by the way, for some people, this game it may look very different to what they remember, and people who have made that observation probably played on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, or PC. But this is the Wii version of the game, which is different. So, chat, by the way. Yeah, no, I do not like this personally. Anyway, so there I did a small optimization with a snapback where I attempted to turn backwards from a turtle during the push animation, which will save a little bit of time if I get them right, but I ain't got one of them, so I'm slow. Alright, so now we're going to go up here, and as soon as I hit the bounce pad, I'm going to put on another Skylander using the first player. And then immediately take him off. And then we're going to come over here. We're going to take off Spyro, and we're going to replace him with Gilgrunt. and we're going to do another glitch, and that is, it's originally called a Zapcopter because we usually do this trick with Zap, but this works with Gilbrun just fine, and that's all we can really do. I'm just going to click this gate for safety, because if I do this wrong, I'll activate cutscene trigger and waste minutes. So we switch back to Spyro for the rest of this, and charge on through. So that works. As you enter and exit water, you just gain height. So if you just spin over and over a water's boundary, you gain height instantly. We needed that to skip over a little cutscene. Well, actually, a big cutscene and multiple cutscenes at the same time. So, very important trick. So now we're going to enter the second level, Perilous Pastures, which is very simple. So between every level, we have some activities to do in the hub by the Core of Light. But in this case, Chapter 2, you just go straight to it. Some will have activities, some will not. The next one does. Alright. So, what we're going to do this time, instead of playing through this level, playing through levels is kind of boring. So, we're going to do not that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch away from the second player and back to the first player without putting a second player on, and that triggers a warp. So in the last level we stored the first player's coordinate by simply putting him on and then back off. And now in this level we put the first player on and never have the second player on. And what that does is it basically loads the position of the first player onto this new map, which in this case teleports us far across into the level. And we skip some pretty long stuff. This is a humongously game-breaking trick, and we will see it again and again throughout this run. So keep an eye out for... If I ever put on a character and then immediately take them off, it's probably to score a wall. So, yes. Now you'll notice that I am picking up treasure across the game, and that's because we are going to need it. We do need a few upgrades, and we need a few upgrades, and some of them are just nice to have because, well, yeah, we got a lot of fighting to do, and we're going to be insanely underleveled as we do. So we're going to continue, destroy these padlocks, pick up some treasure, and also the XP. So enemies will drop gold and will drop experience. Experience, you just very simple, just fill up the experience bar and gain a level, which just gives you more health. It doesn't give you any stats or anything. Just some experience. Game looks fine so far. Good. Alright, so now we're going to didn't swap just yet. Now we have a hub activity of clearing the far viewer of brambles. So we're going to introduce Trigger Happy to the run. And I know I used him earlier for some more B2C stuff, but now we get to actually introduce why we're using Trigger Happy. And that's because his attack is considerably better than Spyro. Spyro has like a fireball and a charge with surf damage, but it's not exactly that strong. Trigger Happy has a gun which fires as fast as you can match. And as soon as we're done with that, we're going to exit out to main menu because that's going to get a cutscene by reloading the save. So yes, that's what Trigger Happy is me for. If there's a large fight, we're going to be using Trigger Happy. If we're just moving through the level, we're going to be using Spyro. And Gear Grunt will be here for the ride. We'll be here for emotional support and glitching. Alright, so now I'm going to talk to Flynn, and we're going to head off to Skylanders Docks, which is a level which is not terribly interesting in the original trio compared to 80%. Some last and tea, some brush. Spyro cannot compete with gun. Yeah, Spyro, cannot compete with gun. But we do need to level Trigger Happy up, which means we're going to need to upgrade him. But first, continue. Yes. So, Gilrun will actually only get one more use in this run, or one mandatory use in this run. He serves as a backup though. In my world record, I had to clutch the final part of the fight with a completely unleveled Gilrun because the final fight in this game, spoiler, is going to be quite the challenge. Because we are just going to be considerably underleveled compared to where the game's expecting. Wait. We sent Spot. Because motion controls are very required, and they decided that they had not reached their quota of motion controls, even though chests and hats are needing motion controls, but they decided, you know, pointer control as well. Because we're playing Wii. These gems do give a bit of gold, so I'm going to grab them, but it's not that much. Just gotta finish off the, He's gonna be here a while. I don't know if there are any clarifying things that I need to say. Which elemental shot is the best in the canon? In my opinion, it is Life, because that's the one I've gotten the most used to. However, because these ships are instant death, it don't matter. Plus, do you remember a lot of this route will be working with swap optimizations, because it takes 7 seconds plus a bit of time to actually, you know, move your hands into position. Because it takes roughly 7 seconds or so to swap between Skylanders, we're going to be doing a lot of optimizations where we try and save swaps wherever possible, so it just would not be worth swapping to a better element. So it's gonna have to just deal with the bad one. I tried getting that witch. But it's not always worth it, so we're just gonna have to continue charging through. By the way, yes, for the Keen Observer, we do not have a jump button. You'll also notice that Spyro does not fly into the game, but that's actually a lie, and he does fly. It's just that we need to unlock that power. So we're going to. Well, yes, we'll see how we can unlock that power a bit, but for now we just need to continue shooting things. Oh yeah, sometimes this happens. If you're too slow on shooting here, then that guy was one. Obviously comes from here. Sorry, my brother interrupted. I wasn't saying from this one, I swear. Right, here's the big guy. Shoot him down. Not too hard. It's a kid's game. It's not like we're gonna be. Actually, no, we're gonna be very challenged later on. We'll be cruising for the first few levels. It will get more difficult. So, grab the money, and then off we go. So here is a air spell punk we see. This is the first of 8 spell punks because this game works in a fun way in which all the elements have a spell punk. He makes enemies immune to projectiles, which in the enemy percent route, because we don't really fight these guys, people with tricks, is not that big of an issue. He is a big issue with Spyro though, so we have to target him first. We just tower defense Spyro Adventure. I know it's tower defense, but it's not like it's very easy either. Okay. As expected, I'm going to be down on money because, yeah. The coin route is very restrictive with all the tricks we're doing and how fast I'm trying to go. I'm to kill things because there's a battle gate ahead, which does exactly what it says. If all the enemies are not dead, then you cannot progress through the gate. So we need to do some murdering. And you can kind of see why Spyro we consider weak. Takes a little while to kill things. We're also hoping that the experience is perfect, and the reason is because there's a very big enemy with a lot of health right here, and if we level up perfectly, we can kill him with experience. When you level up, you will, well, you power up, and that gives you an animation in which you become bigger and stronger. But not really. Okay, well, I leveled up during that cutscene, but not good. So now we gotta fight this guy. Yeah, anyway, we gain health, which also comes with, you know, refilling health bar to full, which may come in clutch in a later level. We'll see. Just gotta continue on through this level. If anyone does have any questions, they will be paying attention because I have to have the commentary myself, which means that I'm probably gonna run out of things to say and waste me entertaining. Just, I feel like I need to be. I've already done, but we're just coming up to the end now. One final tower section, which I believe is the shortest one, and then we will be done with this. There we go, spawned him. Just gonna kill the big guy. You really don't have to worry about your health bar at all in this. Alright, he's gone. Ah, crap, my alerts are still on. That sound effect was my alerts coming through OBS. And apparently I have not turned them off, and I don't know how to because OBS. So, sorry about that. I wish I could fix that, but that is that, by the way. Alright, chapter 3 completed. Yeah, I wish there was a way I could fix that, but oh well. Alright, so now we're going to talk to Persephone, who is the upgrade fairy. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money to, don't think I have enough money. We need to talk to her anyway, but yeah, I need 700, so I need an extra 200 money. So we'll have to get that somewhere else. For now, though, we're going to, so you may think the next level will be a great place to go get some more money. The answer is no. The next level is not a great place to go get some more money, and you'll figure that out pretty quickly, either way. It's a little bit far over. Should be fine. Should be fine. So, we're now going to head off to Stormy Stronghold, where we find the first of 8 elemental sources. So, the game's lore is that the evil guy Chaos has destroyed the core of light and is going to spread the darkness throughout Skylanders, yada yada. To rebuild, you need to collect the 8 elemental sources, as well as various other objects, which is what we're doing. So yeah, levels are done in linear order, there's no variation. We do the same levels in the same order, and there's nothing you can do about it. And some levels have protection to stop you from doing glitches, some of them don't. It really depends on level. So in this one, thankfully, we're gonna see it. It tries to stop you, but it does not do very well at stopping you. By simply just warping. Switch controllers. And should land, yep, perfectly in bounds. And now we got to navigate the invisible fortress. And as we do that, we reach the air source. And we win. So that is chapter 4. Great level. Really contributes a lot. Alright, and now we move on to the next set of levels, the water set. So, over here is our first lot puzzle of the run. Luckily, because it is a game tutorial lot puzzle, which is very simple. Just got a couple of movements, and we win. Obviously, we go collecting these disc things. Talk it over thin, and we progress onto Oil Spill Island, where we need to free some cage gillmen and then destroy an oil refinery, which is very nice. Deal with our main enemy type, the trolls, who will pop up many times in the future. Alright, felt that snapback. Well, snapbacks, I'm a little out of practice with them, so we'll see. Here's our textile punk. We just shoot lasers, not very important, not very interesting. Dealt with pretty quickly. Wait. Need some treasure because again I need another 200 or so coins. Alright, and that gets us the coinage we need. It's good. We'll grab it after the next level. Oh, after this level, sorry. These laser puzzles, very simple, will come up again across the game. Trying to get our next key, which is motion controls because it's a Wii game. Second one coming up. The Grenadiers are not too much of an issue. Again, in these early levels, most of the enemies are not going to be too much of a threat. By the later levels, things will get much safer and much more risky at the same time. If that makes any sense. We're going to be playing safer and we're going to be dealing with more and more dangerous enemies. But for now, we're just going to chill. We are very on the levels. Actually, probably about right. We haven't really encountered a lot of enemies so far. Because we've been skipping all of them. The amount of warps is not going to slow down. They're going to be all throughout the game. Okay. So we did not get. So if you're fast enough there, you can get a camera glitch. Where the fixed camera becomes in the wrong place, and it becomes very hard to navigate, but I don't think you can actually go fast enough with Spyro. Alright, and the final part of the level is just a quick run over with the bomb to destroy the oil refinery. Very simple. And we nailed it. That can sometimes just miss for no reason, which is very annoying. Alright, so now we're about to get the entire reason why we started this run as player 2. By changing where we're doing what we're doing and the players, we will be player 2. And that means we can skip a cutscene trigger, sorry, where where the camera pans over to the far viewer up here. That only activates if player 1 is in the game. But for some reason, because we're only player 2, it just not activate the cutscene. So now we're going to head over quickly while we're up here and grab the flight that I should have had a few days ago, but it's going to be difficult to do. I might grab the Wing Sapphire. Makes things very slightly cheaper. Yeah, I'll grab it. It comes with a cutscene, but it does make things cheaper, so it is worth picking up for later. Because we're going to need upgrades that make the game easier, make the character stronger. Okay, so Gurglefin here will be at any point along back here, and in this case he was at the Oil Donkey, which is the best RNG we can get. Thankfully. Alright, so now we're on to Darkwater Cove. This level is cursed for me. Every single time, so there is a warp in this level, which we need to set up for another level later on. And every single marathon I've done it in, it has failed, despite the fact that in my normal attempts, I am very consistent at it. So we will attempt to break the curse and actually have a marathon run where the warp actually succeeds and does not send me into like a softlock, because if you fail warps and get bad positions, you can end up in a massive softlock because the game is not really designed for the stuff with it. It's not really designed for platforming, so yeah. No, I probably forget about that. Normally you have to worry about that because it's so fast, but yeah, controller auto off is something I'm gonna completely forget about regularly throughout the run. That's good to do. Looks a little sketch, but we should be fine. And to the puzzle. It is again a very simple affair, once you know it, especially. So in the Breaker Name Percent, I'm going to refer to Breaker Name Percent a bit because we are doing original trio, and I did that so I could sacrifice time in exchange for Spyro, because I know you guys want Spyro. So in the Breaker Name Percent, we would actually do a skip here and completely bypass the rest of this level. But we're not going to. Here's the Water Spell Punk. He is really not a threat in the slightest. So we're just going to go past him. If you don't need to fight an enemy, don't fight him. And we're actually going to take a quick diversion here. And I'm actually going to give money to Trigger Happy, if I can give us. So I'm actually going to swap here and money to Trigger Happy because we need it, and I cannot sacrifice the warp setup. So I'm just going to switch over to Trigger Happy and grab the money because he's going to need it eventually. He's going to need it eventually, and that's 300 gold right there, which is pretty good. I might do that again for another treasure chest in the next level as well. So it's just nice to get some free money for Trigger Happy. He'll get his experience doing the combat in the next level, where we get our first boss fight. Wait, get out of the way. Annoying. Just got blocked by the AI. They're generally encouraged to move into position, but sometimes they'll just do random things on their own or get blocked by another enemy. It is very annoying, as always. Oh yes, observe. Okay, observe. I was dealing extra damage there, and that is related to the symbol in the top right of the screen, and top left, sorry, of the screen. So the magic element. So there are 8 elements, as I mentioned. We're only using 3 here. So along with being important for the plot, the 8 elements, one of each element, they have their own separate areas, their own secret areas which you can only unlock with them. And various zones in this game are considered to be stronger in with one element. So in this case, the area we're in now is considered stronger with magic. Now back to water. So you deal extra damage of the water Skylander in this zone. Which we're not going to use because you're running around. Gonna clear out some enemies. We're gonna get the big guys to spawn. Clear out some enemies. Enemy gates do not require every single enemy to be defeated. Only a select group of enemies, which the game considers to be required for the game. So in this case, there will be some more of those cannon guys spawning right there, but we actually don't need to kill them because the game does not consider. Okay, well apparently the game's making a call at me. I think if they spawn at a certain time, but in this case they spawned. Okay, there we go. Two of them apparently counted. One of them didn't. So yeah, weird. Not sure why it did that, but it did, and I got shown to be a liar on the internet. I can't believe someone could lie on the internet. Oh well. Alright, so onto Leviathan Lagoon, where we have ourselves, well, our first boss fight, and also the reason why we bought the flight upgrade. So yes, you'll say, can Gilgrun go over water? Yes, but Spyro is faster, and so it's just faster to collect money and buy the upgrade. Yeah, I know. Nah, the game made me a liar. Not my fault. So we also have our introduction to these guys, Hobanyaras. They will appear throughout the game, and they just exist to commit theft. Not the traditional thief design of the original Spyros, but oh well. They do the same thing, and they're equally annoying. Although that guy, thankfully, is not too hard because he gets blocked by the barrels. So now we're going to fly over this water, just past all the obstacles. There's a huge area, bit of puzzle, and another Hobanyara chase to go through, but we're not going to bother that, so we're just going to go straight over the water and skip that. Grab the second statue. We do need all 4 of these. In theory, we could skip. Actually, I don't think we can skip them with these characters. But in any extent, we can in theory skip them. But it's actually not possible to do. The boss fight will not activate if we do such a thing. Spyro, you've got short fireballs in this game, which makes it possible. So now we have to try and block the which is very painful. I hate chasing Sky. Normally we don't have to do it. Normally, in 80% we are fast enough to actually kill him before he gets to run away, but in original trio, our ability to be fast is slightly restricted. So we had to deal with that. Once again, I'm going to switch to Trigger Happy and get some money. You'll be asking, wouldn't it be faster to be the first player? And the answer is yes, but we have a warp setup saved, and we cannot at any point put the first player on. If we put the first player on, the game will start updating the coordinates. That's really funny game. Please do continue putting the money in the water where I can't reach it. I'll grab it with Spyro, why not? 20 gold is 20 gold, take it. Yeah, walls in this game work very fun, work well in that they stop your dash sometimes if you rub against them, so that's why I've been shooting. What is this guy doing? Don't you dare. What is this? Okay. I've never seen that before. What? No, that's not fair! You can't do that to me. This is a state of the game. I've never seen the game do this before. Hopefully it's not broken. It's... What? Okay, so it skipped the thing where you're supposed to calibrate, well, make sure you're actually pointing at the big screen. And skip the objective coming up. Okay, I've never seen the game do that before. Hopefully it doesn't break any further, because, okay, I think it's correct. I think it's okay, but we're very low on health because of that guy. Alright, well, I can send that to the stands guys and see how they feel about it, because that is really dumb and I've never seen that happen before. Free time skip? No, that was not a time save. That was a definite time loss. All right. Well, I may as well grab some food. Food is our main source. Is our only source of health in this run. So we need to heal. We need to find some food, and we're gonna need to heal. Trust me. Later on in the game. All right, and it's boss fight time. So this is the first of 4 fights that take place with Chaos. in which he doesn't really bother fighting you, but he instead sends a fun pattern of minions and dangerous attack spells to deal with you. So we're going to get trigger happy to deal with these minions, and we're going to first we'll try and not die immediately. Dying immediately would be really bad. So close to make no. God. Zap is being annoying. What? Ah, colonist. Viking. Don't worry, the minions drop health when they die. In this case we get a watermelon. So luckily for us, this fight as well has Doom Sharks, and if you go next to the Doom Sharks but do not touch them, you get a near miss bonus, which includes health. There we go, now we're full health. But we only have 200 health, being trigger happy, he's very small, so he's very weak. He's very fast at killing things. So our main idea, of course, is going to be mashing A and B at the same time. So he will shoot his bullets, and will then throw a big old object, a golden object, at the enemy, which will do damage. We want to upgrade that. That is our main upgrade. That's why I'm getting money for trigger happy. Is for that for an upgrade that makes the object that he throws deal double damage. This is Gilgrunt. He's a dangerous minion. Try and dodge. There we go. Deal with him. Oh. Alright, so in the water, the first and the last chaos, this is actually the last spell. We only have 2 spells. On the middle 2, the life and the undead, we actually have 3 spells to deal with. So the pattern will go minion, spell, minion, spell, minion, and then we actually get 3 minions. We get to fight all 3 minions at the same time, but they have reduced health, which is fun. In the others, we get minion, spell, minion, spell, minion, spell, and then we get to fight 3 minions at the same time. So yeah, this is all very standard stuff. Just gotta wait for it to play out and try and dodge. These sharks in the first phase, we believe, are random. In the second phase, they are consistent, and there's no third phase, as far as we're aware. Just deal with his actually, yeah, that's the last one in our experience. And now we have Slam Bam, the Slam Bam minion, who is by far the easiest one. Is he? Actually, I'm not sure. He's definitely one of the lead tank because before. As long as he stays away from us. Let's get close. We can't let him go away. Yeah, I want to keep my distance from him because he could do that. And then another quick gulp. And now we have to deal with all 3 of them at the same time. So what I'm going to try and do is actually keep them alive a little bit and try and kill them very close together. Because we want a trick known as an unload, which is a bit of a weird name for it, but it's what we decided to go with it. So if we kill 2 minions very close together, one of their death animations will actually cancel out the other. So I'm going to try and go for a hit with Zap. Okay, didn't get it because he was just he had a little too much health to deal with it. But we got it there because we actually leveled up. We leveled up as Slam Bam was dying. Oh, we leveled up as Zap was dying, and that caused Slam Bam to basically immediately die due to the big ol' explosion that happens, which means that we got an unload. So Slam Bam never died. Oh, he never had his death animation, more accurately, and so that saves a bit of time from not having to wait for his animation, which is nice. So now we're on to the Earth levels. There are 2 of them. Unlike the 4 of the air and 3 of the water, there are only 2 Earth levels to deal with. Grab another Wing Sapphire just for cheaper upgrades. Oil up the Climatron, and we're going to collect clams in order to get a shiny pearl. By quickly collecting them here, which is going very smoothly. Ah. In this one. Yeah, these guys have kind of small hitbox and move around weirdly, so it's very easy to mess. Nice. So we're gonna get a nice pearl. Oh, surprise! There's a bomb. But conveniently, there's a bomb wall that we need, so it didn't really matter that it was not a pearl. Sorry. Crap, I ruined my joke. There we go, blow up the wall, and we enter into Crystal Eye Castle, where hopefully the marathon curse breaks. So yeah, every single marathon run I've done like 4 of them now, 3 or 4. Every single one I have failed this walk, the 6-8 walk. So will we finally succeed? Yes, and that's because we actually changed setup since I did the last one. The last setup, we went much higher up. This one is much more consistent and much harder to fail. And also faster, because we have set up another walk here. It's very nice. And very convenient. We go up through here. And then we have fighting to do, so we're once again going to bust out Trigger Happy, in which we're going to, instead of just having a boss fight, we're now going to have crowd control, in which we have to deal with a lot of enemies all at once. So I'm actually going to destroy the enemies in these barrels because they can get in the way of the level ending, and it gets very annoying as you do because we have some very strong enemies to deal with. You can already see how much my health is going down. And you can see also I need to actually be careful. Oh, nice. Oh, big job, pizza. Let's go. Get some health. Right, not really. Alright, and make sure that every chompy on screen at the moment is dead. Kill these spinny guys. They are invulnerable while spinning, but they get very dizzy, so get them out pretty quickly. These guys are not chompies, these are crushers, and they have the added bonus of dealing damage to you while they are chomped onto you, and you have to use motion control to get them, because this game doesn't have enough motion control already. Alright, this beast is very strong, and actually can kill us pretty quickly with a few attacks. I'm going to not bother with them. But we also do need to get spinning guys while they're vulnerable, because otherwise they're not going to be able to. Alright, and we did it without dying. Well, I'm going to take my time just to collect this experience, because Trigger Happy, being our main fighting guy, is going to need a lot more health than 230. And that is Crystal Eye Castle. Next up, we have Stone Town. Sorry, I was trying to think of the level name. Yeah, Stone Town. If you're wondering why I'm not swapping the cutscenes, in Spyro's Adventure there's a nice thing where if you try to swap in a cutscene, the game boops you out and tells you to put the Skylanders back on, which does not exist in any of the other Skylanders games. So yeah. Obviously this is the first Skylanders game of 6, and the one that plays into Spyro the most, which is not that much, given the fact that even on the box, Spyro is not even top build. That'll be Stealth Elf, who is the main attraction of the 80% run, or at least used to be until we found a ton of glitches. And speaking of, basically every single trick that you're seeing in this run, or in any percent or any category, pretty much every single trick you see in these runs was discovered after October 2020, despite the fact that this game has existed came out in October 2011. So 9 years after launch we started finding things, because we did not think this game would actually be broken until we went looking and found that it was kind of broken. Ski, get down. I have very passionate opinions about that, and I would very much like to hear your opinions later, but not during this run, because, yeah. Guys. They have actual names, but no one has. Because we skipped past the intro cutscene that introduces the enemies, so we can't possibly know what their names are, right? You'd think that a speedrunner would know, but there's a lot of enemies in the entire series, and there will be some enemies which are similar across series, but are differently named, or serve slightly different purposes. So naming them is very difficult. So I'm gonna go up around here. We grab the puzzle key first, and then we're gonna grab the Hobanaro key, and hopefully we kill this guy before. Okay. Ah! Grab the second key, and then we need to grab the third key, and that, so yeah, if you don't do it in that order, then you'll get a small cutscene where the game will pan to the key gate and tell you you need keys, very obviously. Yo, hey Trash Guy, thanks for the love. I'm not Madman, but thank you. So, stick to the left side of the left of this wall once again to skip a cutscene, which does cutscene trigger that does not extend far enough. Oh my. Alright, and now we need to do Mark 1 climb, where I need to get past this block. Get past that block by just running at it in a very precise way. Again, chatter, I will discuss with you after. See me after class. So, final little section of just climbing. Movement in this game is a little awkward, especially with a character, the slow Spyro. Sometimes these guys just block your path, and also the Earth Spell Punk prevents you from attacking them properly, so they just have armor up. The Earth Spell Punk just, yeah, gives them slightly more armor. Guys really are in the way. I've never seen them that in the way. Thank you. It's fine. So you may say, okay, there's a boss fight coming up, if you know this game well. Unfortunately, wrong. There's actually no boss fight. We're just gonna maneuver the players in just the right way, respawn, and the boss fight is no more. For some reason, for some reason that works. We don't know why. We don't care why. It just works, and we skip an entire boss fight. Okay, you have to be careful with these cutscenes. If you are too fast there and skip these cutscenes too quick, then you will be stuck watching the vine going up cutscene. So this is Treetop Terrace, which we believe is a nod to the original Spyro game and its level treetops. It might be, it might not be. That's what I've heard. It might not be. Wow, that's new. You know what? I'm not going to go and set up another warp. I am going to play the level normally. Because in order to set up another warp, I'd need to go to chapter 6, set up a warp there, then go to chapter 8 and set up a warp there. So you know what? I'm going to play Treetop Terrace normally. May as well have a look. Explore Treetop Terrace a bit. So yeah, that's what happens if you set up slightly wrong. I'm not sure why that failed. And apparently my curse is not broken and I will continue to fail warps. Treetops is a fantastic level. I got very lost in it, but after I figured out how to do it, I can confirm that Treetops is not a terrible level. This level in Spyro Adventure though is not the greatest one. It is pretty buggy. There's soft locks. Yeah, there's soft locks around. We need to be careful of. So yeah, normally we'd skip all of this, but after that soft lock, or after that fail, that warp fail, we have to actually do it normally, and we get to see Spyro is kind of terrible at combat. Sorry, Spyro fans, this is just how it is. He's more of a speed guy. Melon. There is a legendary treasure up here, which I'm gonna grab for Spyro, because we do kind of want some money. Because because as much as we're not going to be using Spyro for combat, we still do need a little bit of money. Not much, but a little bit. Teleport down, because Spyro can't jump. The life spell punk, by the way, is probably the most persistent spell punk across the entire series. He heals enemies. Yeah, he just heals enemies. So sometimes it'll be a problem, and we'll need to prioritize killing. Okay, these guys are not the same Dro Lance guys from level 2 onwards. They do a lot more damage because we're further into the game. We should be much more leveled up. Oh, that's a fun thing that can happen. You notice that Blade Witch fell through the floor? That's just a thing that can happen. I'm actually going to get money for both Trigger Happy and Spyro some money because I feel like they both deserve it. Don't worry. No, I'm messy doing damage. Yeah, that should be enough. I'm glad I'm making the route up on the spot because, again, we don't normally have to play through Treetop Terrace. This is why my estimate is half an hour longer than my DB, because stuff like this can happen. In this case, we don't need to fight. Just run. Alright, and we're about to reach where the warp would normally spit us back out. So the warp would normally spit us out in that magic gate there, which we have to play through, but it does not take that long to play through, and Jesus, this is kind of powerful. and also the lights don't want to be healing them. I'm gonna trap these guys. I'm not not secure with Spyro on the decision routing. So he kills Spyrothon first in all of this. Luckily, leveling up is very effective. Ow. Couple more alive. Back here. Yep. Luckily, the AI is terrible. Okay, this is not ideal in the slightest. We'll see how it goes, but I do want to go as fast as possible, so maybe might just need to die. Because these guys are a pain. And we need to set up another wall. Actually, no, we set the wall up here now. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is not going. It's not going great, but we'll see. The rest of the run's fine, so I have to be that precise for this one. The rest of the run's going fine, so we'll see. Luckily, we've got a big ball here to deal with these enemies. Roll it down. Spyro leveling up again, and actually because something happened there, we were allowed to move that animation. Normally you can't move in the level up animation, but in this case we were. And we're now level 4, making slow progress on becoming strong. We are not going to reach level 10. Just saying now, we are not going to reach level 10, because level 10 would require us to, well, go out of our way to grind. It would really be smart to do that. We're not going to. So, a fun thing about not doing this warp is that when you do the warp, for some reason, that gate back there is open. And again, not sure why. But if you don't do the warp, like we didn't because we got soft locked, the gate is not open. So, I have to wait for these idiots. Why would they not shoot it? Who knows? Okay, then. Warp difficulty is this again. There is no difficulty setting in Spyro's Adventure. There is one difficulty, which is just Spyro's Adventure. They'll deal with that in the next game, which by the way is something that this game is sorely missing. Away from me. Get away from me, idiot. Once again, these enemies, because we have some big enemies to deal with, I'm going to switch back to Trigger Happy for this. They're real persistent. Yeah, they are persistent. They want to kill you. It's almost like that's their entire purpose. So you guys have light stuff on the back, but they're very easy to deal with. Just gotta knock them off. Deal with your light stuff first. Just oh. We should have enough money at the end of this to get upgrades for Trigger Happy. So we're going to, after this, we're going to deal with getting some upgrades. And also the most annoying section of the run by far to anybody who knows it. I'm not going to switch back to Spyro because I do need to get the upgrades. If I have enough money. I don't remember how much it is. You would think going into a marathon I'd practice a bit more, but I didn't because I'm lazy. Anyway, so in this cutscene we're gonna go over to Persephone, which is over here. We're gonna try and grab our upgrade. I think we have enough, especially with my sapphires. Yep, got enough. Alright, and with that, we're going to switch back to Spyro, and we're going to deal with, well, apples. So, apples. We have to deal, actually, I'm going to see, can I buy some upgrade with Spyro quickly? I think I can. Good check. Apples. Definitely down. So, apples is a really awful section in which we need to defend these 3 apple trees from these 3 sheep. It sounds fine. We only need 15 apples. What's the problem? Well, the problem is that this section is pure RNG. Not just in the fact that we're dealing with AI sheep who would move as they please, but we're also dealing with apple trees, which are also RNG. So apple trees have a randomly assigned speed which they grow apples at, and no matter what, the apples will grow at that speed. We do not know the boundaries of how fast or slow an apple tree can grow an apple, but we believe the estimate to be somewhere between 3 and 11 seconds, depending on RNG. and that applies to each tree. So each tree has a separate speed, and that's what we're gonna deal with. So that's as fast as we can go, is to deal with the sheep and then wait for the apples. Apple speeds. And also, of course, because these sheep are moving, yeah, they can be very annoying. Plus, they have just weird invulnerability frames whenever. That guy woke up perfectly on top, ready for the apple, and because of the fact that he'd only just woken up from being burnt, he would have not been killed by the Bible. Or been reduced to ashes. Go away. Thank you. So yeah, fun RNG section. Now I'm just going to bend this tree. Thank you. Alright, and on to Falling Forest, where we encounter another Chaos fight. Good fun. For you, by the way, Game Guru, no, it is not the machine gun. It is the big pot, which will deal more damage when we throw a pot. Right, did I remember that we had a warp setup and remember to not override the first way? I think I should have. It is I, Chaos. Oh yeah, he's definitely a 15 player. Grab this chest over here because you might forget more upgrades to Spyro. We're gonna be needing him, so probably worth doing with very happy. You can probably skip this chest in all fairness, but it's just worth grabbing what we can. Grab what we can and go. Alright, so now we just have this guy to get, and you may think, how can we kill him? Well, in order to kill him, we need to go over here and grab some fireworks, which will be right here. We sadly cannot smuggle these fireworks into the fight. If you're wondering what the camera's doing, it's trying to show you where the first of these 3 chainswords are. There are 3 of these guys in the level, but because we warped, we skipped 2 of them. So the camera there is just trying to show you the third one. It doesn't matter if we don't have the fireworks here because it will steal them from us anyway. Good way, and to Zook, or to Trigger Happy to deal with Zook, who is not the most dangerous of the minions, but can be if you're not paying attention, which I usually am. For example, unfortunately, yeah, I underestimate Zook's power. He's actually quite strong. Alright, so for the life section, we have to dodge these green things. We have to dodge green orbs and kill red snails. I said snakes. These are very clearly not snakes, these are snails. Just gotta kill red snails when they pop up, and that causes the fight to progress. Sometimes we won't have a red snail to kill, sometimes it will just be the green orbs that we have to wait for. In this case, there are red snails all across the first phase. In the second phase, there's only a few red ones, and then the third one. And the third one, because there's actually a third spell this time, instead of just 2, like we had last time. There is none. Oh, actually there are, but the phase is not very faster. I think they are supposed to be Zook's mushrooms, yes. Anyway, so Stealth Elf is very agile, and also does things that the player cannot do as Stealth Elf. By the way, yes, if you're wondering, these minions are all evil versions of the Skylanders. So my throat is getting very dry from commentating myself, so I needed that too. Even during the fight. Sorry. Stay hydrated. Yes, so in this, yes, they are evil versions of the Skylanders, but they cheat, basically. They cheat by doing moves that you can't do. Including Stealth Elf there. Stealth Elf does not work like that. So there's a fast strat here where you run into these green orbs and cause them to go way faster, which means that the fight progresses faster. We do not have enough health for that. We have 267 health. We do not have the health to spare. And in this one, we just need to avoid these green orbs. Okay, very lucky there. So if you're wondering yes, I took damage on those orbs. Yes, I took no damage, and that's because of that golden shield. There's just a random chance that the game gives you a shield, and means that whatever source of damage you had makes you deals no damage to you. It's random. It depends. The chance of it depends on the armor stat, as far as we're aware. So that just sometimes happens, and it's really nice when it does. So we saved ourselves taking 63 damage, which is how much those green orbs do. one final phase where we just have to keep an eye out for red snails when they pop up, but it's kind of hard because we have to be dodging these things, because again, they do 63 damage, which for us is quite a lot in original gear. Ow. We got the golden shield again. We're getting very, very lucky with that. Getting very lucky with the golden shield. Alright, Bible 3. Stealth Elf is considered the most dangerous here, but in order to set up an attempt at an unload, we're actually going to deal with the other two first. Oh, no, we're not. We didn't way too much damage to one. Oh well, fine. Stealth Elf is right here, but she can't do any damage to us here, so kill her. Then we've got to deal with it for the flash. Where am I? Okay. Flash, thank you. Alright, and we're done with chapter 11, and we are about halfway through the run now. The levels, in general, we're going to be spending more time trying to not die, but, yeah. Spend a bit more time trying to not die, but we're also doing a lot of warps, so we'll see. So now we're going to enter Troll Warehouse, our first tech level. There are 3 of them. Troll Warehouse is a puzzle-focused level, so we're actually going to be doing a lot of luck puzzles and a beam puzzle as well, in order to get 4 pieces of a map to go through a minefield. Now, one might ask, can't you go through the minefield without the map? If you already know the way through, then surely you don't need them. And the answer is no, because they initiate defenses. So the minefield is first completely solid before you get the maps. It's just, there's no way through. It's completely solid mines. But even if you get through, which we have done because there's a Skylander that has an ability that makes them immune to damage for a bit, even if you get through, then you still can't get through because there's a gate blocking the exit. And even if you make it through that, past that gate, which we can do with glitches, the end of the level trigger is not there. So yeah, Toys for Bob really wants you to not bother going through that to the end of the level without the map. So we're gonna have to get the map now, which thankfully shouldn't be too bad. It will take a little bit of time, but not too much. Ow! Okay, he's gonna run away and be with the other enemies. In this case, it would not be worth swapping. Do need to kill this guy. These guys are following me, and I really hate them because Trollverines are... The Trollverine, the guy with the shield, is very strong. I mean, these guys in general are just strong. Thank you for dropping that, dude. These guys, yeah, again, in general, they're strong enemies, but the Trollverine in particular does 80 damage if you get hit by him, which is a lot. And he has a surprisingly wide area of attack. So, okay. Okay, I was going to attack Snuckles there before he got there, because if you attack Snuckles, he can be in his damage animation and then not, whoops, sorry, minus there. He'll be in his damage animation, so it won't be in the cutscene, but I was a little too slow to attack him. Ow! Yeah, see what I mean? She doesn't like damage, only naked. Do you want to be careful with this guy? His shield is not going up for some reason. Okay, the fact that his shield decided not to go up would have made that a little easier. Been breaking all kinds of things today. 25 hours of stream, nice. Oh, I see eyes there for the 24-hour mark. Alright, one more puzzle. There's more than... This is the penultimate puzzle. There's one more. Plus a big laser beam puzzle to do. These puzzles are not too hard. You probably might take a few attempts. The harder puzzles are definitely in the secret areas, in the elemental gates, which we're not going to go into because they are just not worth doing. Okay, I was kind of hoping that guy would give me some knockback and launch me towards the button, but he did not. He's rude. Okay, now because we didn't kill these guys here, they just decide to respawn. And that means they're going to follow us into the puzzle. Now, the beam puzzle very conveniently kills them upon contact. Unfortunately, the Trollverine has a shield, which means he does not take any damage to them unless he drops the shield while he's in the path of the beam. So we're just going to have to hope that for the best. We could also crush him? Nope, but we're going to keep him away by having him block behind there. I don't know. He better not cause a soft lock. You can sometimes, okay, he has been known to cause soft locks by being inside the path of the beam and blocking the beam from going there as you enter a cutscene. But in this case, he got lucky and he didn't. We're going to avoid getting knocked back. Yeah. That's fine. One final puzzle. This one is the one that definitely confuses a lot of people because they will do the wrong one. It comes with playing the game a lot that you remember to order this properly. It's not something that's easy to remember. Alright, I'm being absolutely blasted by that guy. Luckily not too bad. We're away with a good enough amount of health. Okay, I was kind of hoping again that guy would get me knocked back up the stairs, but we failed. Trollverine missed, which means we're safe. Might as well probably fairly faster. I'm not over it. Unless I don't trust it. Maybe it's faster, but I don't trust it. Kill things, yeah. I mean, killing things is optional most of the time. So, we're going to go over here, and we're going to wait for my controller to finish Hackles off, and then we're going to put on Skylander. I think you can guess exactly what we're going to do with this Trigger Happy. We're going to line him up. We're going to take him off the portal. And now we're going to go through the minefield. Mines do 80 damage, so we're not going to go that fast, because they do 80 damage and have horrendously large knockback, which means it's very easy to get hit in a chain and die immediately. Alright, and that's all it has. Now we're going to head to the trenches of World War I for Goo Factory, in which we must take some green goo. Don't question it, it's required for the Core of Light. But of course, just walking there would be a little slow, so we're going to try and speed up a little bit with teleportation. There is also a warp in this level, which we will do in just a bit. But I actually prefer, so a lot of people will do it right now, I actually prefer to do it later, and there's a reason for that. And that's the artillery fire. The artillery fire kind of gets in the way, and because I'm slow at setting up things, the artillery fire gets in the way for me. But luckily we're going to kill the artillery, and we're actually going to come back. Now, if anyone's played this game, they'll know why. And they might understand why I do not like the level too much in the front. And that's because we have to deal with physics objects. Everybody's favorite thing in a video game. Just after Nort finishes speaking, we're going to deal with the Mega Bomb. And the Mega Bomb, well, the Mega Bomb. Okay, thankfully we got blocked by the Trollverines and they let their guard down, which means we dealt with them because those guys are annoying. So, yes, this is the Mega Bomb. It is a physics object, we have to push it down the hill. It doesn't usually go terribly, to be fair, but being a completely round object in a game like this, it is very annoying to push this thing straight. Okay, this tank is perfectly in the way. Thankfully, Mega Bomb does instant damage, and usually enough to kill any enemy in one hit. In that case, the bomb was somehow able to magically go through the tank and hit its weak fuel tank on the back. Which is a really smart design, by the way. I would recommend everybody build their military tanks with the fuel tank completely exposed on the back end of the vehicle. And now we're going to get Trigger Happy, and we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did in the last level. Noted. Anyway, so we're going to put Trigger Happy there, and we will save him for later. Which means the next level we cannot use one player 2 controller, which is fine. Open it.
numéro de chaque usine pour signaler leur capture. On sécurisera ensuite le limon. Bonne chance, soldat.
Final thing to do is to capture these flags, of course, because as one knows in war, you just have to, if you raise a flag above a building, it's yours. Who cares that we don't actually go inside and we're going to leave all these enemies around? Because killing enemies is entirely optional unless there's a gate in front of you. I mean, to be fair, Guru, the tank is introduced in Chapter 5, way back in Northville Island. Yes, the trolls are reused because, why not? Who would not want trolls? Alright, it is time for Battlefield. Once again, returning to the trenches of World War One, sorry. For Battlefield. So, in this one, we need to fight a big tank, who has his fuel tank exposed in the back, but with more health. So, yay. But we need to get there first. We're going to blow up. We're going to fight this guy from a distance, ideally. We only need to fight this mech. We do not need to fight the Grenadier. Trying to avoid taking damage there. We do not need to fight this Grenadier, and we do not need to fight the troll who is piloting the mech. We just need to fight the mech. And we progress. These troll greens are always a pain to deal with. Wait for them to do their attack and sneak around. Because they have way too much health and do way too much damage and have a shield. You better go away. These bastards we don't need to kill. We do need to kill these guys though, because there's a gate. And the game has designated these enemies as quiet. I'm about to level up, that's nice. I'm trying to think if I can use it anywhere, but no, I think I'm just gonna have to kill this mech as they usually. Nice. XP needs some more XP. I'll take that. Not a terrible place to level up. Ow. Spyro is slowly getting more health, which is good, but it's still not a lot. There's no calculations with level ups. In theory we could route it properly, but it would be very difficult. Plus we're not entirely sure if XP is even consistent. So it's just about hoping for the best. In that case, we got very lucky. We've got some pretty lucky level ups. In the water fight, for example, when we leveled up in the fight, and got, I don't know, that was really lucky. Avoid these guys. Okay. Once again, we're gonna go back. Ow. And we're going to find this conveniently placed Mega Bomb. Which, what are we going to do with a Mega Bomb other than blow something up? So, we've got this Mega Bomb over here. Moving through this wall. And now we have a big tank to fight. Spyro, my door. Get out my door. Probably followed us. That's so annoying. These enemies followed us into the fight as well. Run them over. Okay, good. The game doesn't have any logic for killing these guys if they get ran over by the tank. What else would I expect from a video game like this? Luckily, he's almost dead. Yep, he's dead. And I am not going to bother with him, so I'm just going to put Spyro on and run to the next level. Alright, next level. Finish the tea, it's cold. Alright, and now to the beach.
Examine la plage.
Which we get the undead levels. And a funny skeleton who, well, T-Bone. It's T-Bone. Guy is a pretty good character, but because of course we're going to be skipping cutscenes wherever possible, you don't get to meet him. If we were playing the PS3, Xbox 360, or PC versions, correct me knows the PC versions, we would be watching it because the HD versions of the game do not have a cutscene skip option for some reason on first playthrough. Anyway, they do on second playthrough. They do not have a first playthrough or first playthrough on a new file. So yeah.
Tout dépend de toi.
So we're now going to deal with my controller off, and then we're going to swap. So trigger happy actually, not Spyro. I just remembered. Trigger happy because we got a lot of enemies to deal with. Yep. Enemies to deal with. We will also make use of conveniently place a bomb in the middle of the room because bombs do a lot of damage, as one might expect. Sorry, if the bomb explodes in your hand, nothing happens. What was that momentum? Where is it? Can I have my bomb back, please? Jesus. That bomb. That bomb just flying off is massively hurt. But luckily, leveling up gives you full health, so it's not matter. Wait. Just these guys skill, and then we win. What do you mean your happy doesn't have enough explosives? You can never have enough explosives. Level up clutch. Yeah, that's another convenient timing of the level up. Grab all this, and then we'll swap back to Spyro. Go back to Spyro just because it's going to make everything else easier. And yes, I am putting a lot of effort into Trigger Happy because, yeah, he's going to become more and more useful. The game is going to take a pretty significant ramp up in difficulty starting with this level, where it's like, okay, now if you have not been leveling up properly, like we haven't, it's going to get harder. Okay, chapter 16. Cannon, run through. Hopefully we get a cutscene. Okay, we got the cutscene. If that cutscene does not play, then it can really screw the level in just a bit and cause a top block, which is not good, of course. God, I'm very slow on my stomachs. No! Do not push it back that way. Alright, so this is the Undead Spellpunk. While the Life Spellpunk will appear multiple times throughout the series, actually it doesn't really appear very much in the game. The Undead Spellpunk is quite possibly the most dangerous because they turn one of these small single hit or like 1 HP enemies, rhubabies, into giant rhubarbs, and the rhubarbs have a lot of health and will kill you very quickly. I did not need to kill them, but I'll take the experience. These bow and arrows are also pretty annoying, so we're going to be dealing with them very quickly and painfully. So we're going to get attacked by a horde of zombies. Zombies can only take damage from cannons and fire. Luckily, Spyro at the moment has both. Ow. Ow. You guys see what I bonked on? So I didn't. Collision being collision. The invisible walls in this game are very strong and it'll stop you from jumping off the edge. Alright, so now we're about to actually end up at the start of the level, because this level actually moves around. There was a plank at the beginning of the level, if you're paying attention, and we need a cannon to shoot that down. Now, there's a trick that we can do in order to get the first cannon to do that, but we are not quick enough. Our Skylanders are not quick enough to do that. We need some very fast Skylanders to do that. So, we have to go around the rest of the level and do it normally, and retrieve a cannon from in here. But in here is death. There's 2 undead Spellpunks, there are bone arrows everywhere, and yeah. So not only is this room death in the sense that it will kill you very quickly, but also it will get very laggy in just a second. Okay, I'd say she'll cannon by some. It's gonna get very laggy in here, so we're just gonna have to keep avoiding, keep running, and hopefully we can explode. It should not explode. It's never crashed on me because of lag, but it does get very laggy, especially because well, now these zombies added to the mix and a big rhubarb following us, and a rubaby apparently. 2 rubabs. And of course there's enemies behind there as well. It's just there's a lot of things on screen at once. And we will keep all of this loaded as well, just for fun. We're very close to a level up, but we're not going to get one. Yeah, the frame rate is the game. That's not just the game is lagging out pretty hard because it's not like we did anything on screen. I'm gonna kill this guy. Well, I need to kill this guy. Quickly run up the stairs and back down the stairs, and we enter phase 2. Which I'm gonna try and use this candle. This candle does insane damage for no reason whatsoever. Okay, we're gonna try and use Spyro. We're gonna try and finish it with Spyro, but trigger happy with it. Yeah. Because I do want to experience with Spyro. Spyro's looking a little under level right now, and I kind of do still need Spyro to be alive. Especially as backup, so I do want to try and get some more experience with Spyro in this section. But in that case, looking like that's what we're going to get. Might get a level up. Not quite. Not quite, but we got pretty good. Press onwards. Okay, so we're actually going to say no to going to T-Bone, and then we're going to run. And that's because, if you haven't guessed, well, there is there's a wall we've got to set up. And also I'm going to go and buy some upgrades for not Happy Spyro, because, well, yeah. Triple Fivals, why not? Means we can deal with enemies better. Deal with control auto off, which is an animated me. Deal with the auto off. Stream looking. Hopefully it's not my internet being bad. So hit the trigger happy there, and we'll run. Now you may say, aren't there DLC levels in this game? Can't you use them? Don't they warp you? Shouldn't you just use the DLC levels? And the answer is no, because the original trio does not allow these magic items. So we cannot use magic items. That's also why anyone thinking I should use the wing chest for money instead of going through the rest of the level, I thought of it as well, and then I remembered, wait a minute, magic items are not allowed. There's also a fun magic item in the form of Sparks, the dragonfly. He does not serve quite the same purpose in this game as he does in the Spyro games, but it's close enough. Why am I doing anything? I need to switch to Spyro and not deal with this level, because this level is pretty difficult. So we're gonna end up here. We're gonna end up here, and now we just have a big maze to deal with. Self-Elf, the Skylander we'd usually use for this, is small enough to go through these handles because they just have no collision, but Spyro is too big, so we can't. And also we'd normally skip this anyway with a Tornado jump. Sparks should be a Skylander, yeah, sure. No, the Sparks is a magic item, he's a little helper, he does a little damage. Not actually that helpful. But it's nice to have little nods to the Spyro games like that in the game. There is Spyro DNA just tossed around the game if you go looking for it. I'm sure there's probably more references than I know, because I have not spent much time with Spyro games. Bearing in mind this is pre-Ringman Trilogy. The game was made for Toy Story, by the way. The same people did make the Ringman Trilogy, and I would like to believe that this game is what gave them the rights to it. So Spyro having triple fireballs here is very useful because we can deal with these guys a little easier, but okay, they're still very powerful. I didn't expect them to be weaker, but damn. Bow and arrow is also not. And no, we can't just cheat by only killing the bow and arrow. Gotta kill the statues. And we're very nearly dead, and that's the problem. Can't level up. There's a problem because we do need Spyro as a backup, because there's a very good chance that Trigger Happy dies right now. Because, well, the undead fight. These guys are strong, mobile, and at any point you can get wiped out. Plus the spell does 60 damage, and if you're not very mobile, like we really aren't, because these guys are not exactly the most mobile out there, yeah, we're gonna get demolished by this fight if we're not careful. Dude, I did not mean to turn around. God damn it. Oh, I had an opportunity to do a lot of damage there. I do not want to have to switch away so fast. No, don't do me like this. Don't. Stop. No, you cannot do that to me, game. No, I do not need. I do not need that in the first phase. Yeah, resetting your Skylanders makes this category very difficult. Normally, this game is barely a challenge, even with these Skylanders when they're fully leveled up and fully upgraded. Normally, this game is barely a challenge. Resetting really does make this a lot harder. And a lot more awful and scary. This level is probably one of the scariest levels. Quite possibly the scariest level in the game. Not just because it's undead. Alright, Chop Chop is very strong, and I'm trying to avoid that. That attack does a lot of damage at once. I really don't want to be in a corner with Chop Chop. Bonk. Okay, he's stuck. Oh. What? No. There we go. It would be a Chan, you could have done Ultra Nightmare. Yeah, what Crash Guy Bob is talking about is, in the other games, there are 4 difficulties, easy, normal, hard, and Nightmare. Nightmare is awful in every single way, because it's just enemies a massive damage sponge and kill you in 2 hits. There's a category for doing that, where you do not die a single time, do not swap a single time, have no magic items, anything like that. It is awful, only people have ever done it in Giants, and even less in other games. And doing Spyro for that would be really annoying, because some enemies have literally thousands of health. No, do not wipe my health bar out. How many of you would be happy if Pete's heals your HP? It does. It does. It's nice. At least in this game, I'm sure you're talking about like real life. In real life, it'd be really nice. Okay, this attack is really powerful if it hits you. Like that. Oh my god, the shield. No! Oh, we got a really lucky shield there. We got a really, really lucky shield, which kept us alive another hit, but we got bonked. So yeah, now we have to use Spyro as a backup. Oh well. Yeah. Salute and we're happy. Trust me, there's going to be a lot more death later, and you'll see why. So, this pattern, we believe, is partially random, which is fun, to deal with a partially random pattern where I cannot tell where I'm going to get forced, and how bad that's going to be for my health. Because remember, these lasers do 63 damage each, and so, getting hit by them is not an option. This is not fine. Alright, good enough. Now we just have to deal with all 3 of them at the same time again. Dealing with all 3 of them at the same time, as you can imagine, is a pain. Ow, and I was not focusing on Hex, because I underestimate Hex's power, but Hex is extremely strong. To the point where am I? I lost track of where I was and thought I was hitting Hex still. I think I dashed away. I'm already at low health, somehow. Because, yeah, these are... good question, I completely forgot about that trick. That might be an HD only trick. It's entirely that might not be a trick in any task. Nope, that was nothing I could do. Alright, we're gonna have to pull out the blue run. Alright, Gilgrun has no upgrades, no experience. And he's gonna come in clutch and he's gonna save the day. Our boy Gilgrun. Never underestimate him. I mean, you've got an unload. Gilgrun clutch. Gilgrun clutch. Oh, and goodbye. Emotional support, Gilgrun. Yeah, shout out to Gilgrun. He's there for emotional support, and in this case, the emotion was death, and so he's here for making sure the run doesn't die. Because if Gilgrun had died in that, I would have had to replay the entire level again, because we're not allowed to use any other Skylanders. We would have to do that. Because we're really overestimate, I probably in that case would have, if we get to the point where it's about to be overestimate, I might just break rules and play the game more 90% just to make it not run over even more. I really don't want to have to do that because yeah. But if we absolutely have to, and we're about to run over estimate, given the fact that we're already an hour behind, I might just have to forfeit and we'll get our best shot. We've got half an hour of buffer. Some of it's been wasted on Treetop Terrace, so hopefully not. But yeah. It is something I'm considering just in case. Anyway, so this level is very short, so we're not going to worry too much about. So dying is not too much of a worry, but it's still enough of a worry to the point where I'm going to take evasive action wherever I need to because. Plus, we're going to be getting real close to some real powerful enemies for the sake of time save. We may be having to deal with almost dying a lot, but we still gotta go fast. So this guy is annoying. We normally would need to get a bomb from an area which we're going to do in a sec, but we also want to go fast, so we're not going to do that. Okay, that is fun. The Lava King decided to block my path, and the Lava Walker decided to shoot me. So there's a warp here at 80%, but we can't actually do it because in order for it to be successful, you need to do other skips, which we can't do in the original trailer. So we need to not die. That was the first thing. Luckily we're safe. Shoot a fireball. Hopefully we hit the Habanero. We did not hit the Habanero. If we hit the Habanero, just get this cutscene where he steals the ski, which is completely useless to us because we're not going to use the bomb. And we're safe. Now we just need to push Diggs to safety. Because he has a thing, and that thing is very important. Alright, chapter 18 done. Now, like with chapter 10, it needs to be a little slower. Yes, that's right. Cinder is indeed a Skylander in this game, and she is actually used in the 80% route. Unlike Spyro, Cinder does actually get a use in 90%, which is nice. I could have done that, but I know you guys would have wanted more Spyro instead, and also to watch me torture myself with a category where I actually have to worry about dying instead of just losing minutes and minutes and minutes to skips, which I do not need to be assigned to. Yeah, I know Cinder the Spyro character, but like, A, Spyro is Spyro, and B, Cinder does not get a lot of airtime. We do use her, but we do not get. She does not get a lot of runtime. A few minutes at most.
Yes, we.
Spyro. What are your guys' opinions on the Spyro design? Because I know that's I know a lot of the hardcore Spyro community at the time was very anti the Spyro. So I don't know, what are you guys' opinions on it? I'm curious. And while you guys do that, I'm gonna go and help rebuild the railway. They squashed his face. They did. Not pretty. Damn. This is the Spyro design I grew up with, because I never played the original Spyro games, so, yeah. If you're wondering why I didn't play them, it's because I'm too young. Bonk. Yeah, as tradition with Spyro games, of course, it's very easy to bonk on every single wall in existence while charging. You're right. When they gave us game, I thought it was ugly. Nowadays, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Dark Spyro, yes. I was trying to find my Spyro figure because I lost him. Turned out he'd fallen down the back of my setup and I found him while cleaning out. But it could have been I used Dark Spyro. Because Dark Spyro and regular Spyro in this game are identical except for their looks. Though legendary, if you're wondering, by the way, why I'm not being smart and using legendaries, they are banned because their stats are different to the originals. Dark Spyro is only allowed as a fun cosmetic, as a fun choice if they if the person wants to, because the stats are the same. And there's no reason to ban them. And I think people had already done runs with them at the time, so.
Ok, c'est fait. Et ça aurait été plus rapide si tu m'avais aidé. Mais non pas
What do you mean?
Allons-y.
Platforms, the Spanish version. This is the Wii version of the game. There is also the PS3, Xbox 360, and PC version. There's also the very obscure Wii U version if you have a Japanese Wii. If you have a Wii that can play Japanese games, but it is very rare and decently expensive. Game of level this. I'm gonna try and stay trigger happy as much as possible for the Chaos fight, so I'm gonna try and use Spyro as much as possible. So we'll see how that goes. There should be enough food to keep Spyro going if we're lucky, but it's not guaranteed. The Fire Spell Punk is very not dangerous at all. As soon as the Fire Spell Punk runs out of barrels, they can't do anything because they basically just get a barrel and make it into a bomb. Which is not a very powerful attack when there are no video game suggestions. No. This is not my personal stream either, this is the American one. Okay, wow. Okay. 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 Level up clutch, push on. I might need that. Oh, there goes Spyro, there goes the backup. That's very bad. Yeah, this is bad. Okay, so we do get to pull out the mic for Trigger Happy, and we do get to level him up. Correction, we don't get to level him up. I'm gonna wait for this thing. This thing can hurt you. I almost did it too early. That thing can hurt you, so and I found that out to my detriment that that thing is capable of hurting. That was fun when I didn't happen. Quick level up. Alright. So we have dealt with that. But yeah, we do not have Spyro, which means if Trigger Happy dies, we're gonna have to clutch out with a completely unleveled up Guild Run, which is going to be awful, let's just say. So, yeah, we're not in a good spot here. I could... Oh, I should have set up a warp. You know what I should have done? I should have set up a warp. Damn it! Can I still set up a warp here, actually? Can I still set it up here in the arena? I don't know if it triggers properly. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. That's... It's dead. Okay, I'm not sure if the fight will activate properly. Hopefully it activates properly, though, if we have to walk back. That'll just save from replaying the entire level, so we can have a spare thing. I have not done runs for ESA or GDQ. Yeah. Sorry. I would like to, though. Fun. Guild Clutch. Is that what we're naming Guild Run? Naming a Guild Clutch? He's gonna come in clutch. He in world record he came in clutch and he a level 1 Guild Grunt killed the final fifth of Chaos' health bar on his own. That was clutch as well. Ow! Sunburn is so strong. You have to stay beyond burn distance of Sunburn because the moment he gets close, he can do that. Ah, shield. Don't. Okay. Okay. Nickname mid-run. If we weren't so far behind, then yes. If we were way ahead of estimate, and the marathon itself was ahead of estimate, I would happily do that. But because everything's kind of behind at the moment, I'm gonna try and save as much time as possible. There we go. There is a spot, known as the Corey spot, where you can stand and chill and not take damage. But unfortunately, Trigger Happy is a bit too wide to use it. Stealth Elf normally we'd be using in this fight, and Stealth Elf has a very skinny hitbox, but Trigger Happy is just a little too round to use the Corey spot, so we have to actually dodge these things. Go. No. Alright, luckily the fire only has 2 spells, it does not have 3, so now we just have to deal with the Raptor, who, like Sunburn, as long as we stay well away, we should be safe. While he's erupting, actually, is best because he's not backy. So, I'm gonna get a little close, force him to erupt, and then attack, which actually makes him one of the easier ones, but he is still dangerous, like that. Okay. We might level up again as Trigger Happy in this fight, which is good. We want level ups. The more level up Trigger Happy has, the better. The bigger the chance that we survive in the Chaos fight just long enough to be used. Okay, staying well away from Sunburn. Ow. I'm not paying attention to Sunburn too much. Sunburn is by far the most dangerous one here. Ow. Sunburn is maybe the most dangerous one, but yeah, they're all still here. Still all level up. Sadly, we were not close enough to anyone to deal any damage, but it would have been nice if we were. Okay, so now, as you can see, we have to dodge the spell, as you noticed the first time. We have to dodge the spells while dealing with these minions, which is normally not an issue, but in original trio, that makes it significantly harder. So, luckily, we're done. It's done. Everything is done. We actually don't die, and I can actually override the warp, and I need to override the warp with something interesting. So yeah, I set the warp up just in case, because this fight is kind of dangerous and I didn't have Spyro as a backup. But now, we do. And so I'm going to put on the player, but not take him off, and there's a reason for that. And that's because we're going to actually activate a warp in the hub using a cutscene. Just going to take him off here, remove him, skip the cutscene, switch over, actually replace with Spyro, so he can come back from the dead and do some movement for us. Wait for the camera to pan around. And dump on our boy Trigger Happy. Take him off. And now we walk back to the chapter 20. So yeah, so these are the magic levels. First one being Quicksilver Vault. This one is a challenge, normally, but we're going to make it not a challenge. Isn't that the most fun thing when a speedrun makes it not a challenge? And I completely forgot that if you mash the C button too fast there, you will not skip the cutscene. I need to remember that for the next level, because it has the same thing where we walk along the big old chain across to the level Quicksilver Vault. So the idea is that we do not need to fight enemies if we don't have to. And to do that, we're going to first of all warp, because warp is fast. And now we're going to do our first minus warp. So we're going to go across to here, hit the minus warp. We're going to hit minus, and that is going to store our position for later, in a way that is a bit unexpected. Speedrunner skipping the cutscene skip. Yeah, I failed to do the proper cutscene skip, so we had to just wait. Hi, Spyro. Good snapbacks. Yeah, that's what the snapbacks are about. Makes block pushing a little faster. Solve the puzzle. Go across the big old chain. go. And then one final puzzle to solve. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, sometimes that's positioning based in this game as well, where if you're in the wrong place, it will the cutscene will play out fully. I'm not familiar with the Spyro run, so thank you for the knowledge. So now we've done that, we're going to walk back here. Now that may not look fast based on distance. However, what that's done is just completely bypassed any trigger to load in the enemies, which means we can completely bypass fighting them. And yes, you do have to fight them normally. There are enemy gates that mean you have to kill things. But the enemies in this magic set are extremely strong. So we are not bothering with them. So it is considerably easier to just minus walk past them. Plus it still saves a little time anyway. A little bit of time on walking and a lot of time on fighting. So we're going to, yeah, follow that. And if you're wondering, yes, I am walking over to somewhere. And yes, that means we're doing another walk. And luckily for literally everybody who values their time, this walk is about a 5-minute time save, and it skips an auto-scroller. The only auto-scroller in the game, in fact, completely gets skipped. And for it, we're going to need a boy Guild run, who's getting a lot more airtime in this run than anticipated. But he's doing his job, and you guys seem to like him. He's coming like here for emotional support, and he's finally serving his main purpose of the run, which is to be set up right there, ready for a big 5-minute auto-scroller skip. Everybody likes auto-scroller skips, right? No one cares about auto-scrollers. You don't need them. Sadly, we do not get to hear the best song in the game from doing this, which is the Archean Armory Lights On theme. But it's a good song. But I'd rather take a 5 times. This time I'm actually going to attempt to skip the cutscene correctly. And there we go. Skip the cutscene properly. Yeah, if we didn't have two Skylanders that could go over water, then we would be very sad. Right, one final walk. Time. Oh, it's 5 past 5. No, that's bad. Curse you being out of curse the schedule being an hour behind. I hope it's not an issue. That might end up being an issue. Oh well, hopefully not. Alright, I completely forgot what to do here because my brain is thinking about the fact that thinking about the time more than thinking about the run. So in this, normally the very hard trick to do here, where we have to use trigger hack to get past this egg gate, because this egg gate is kind of just locked and there's nothing we can do. But with Spyro, we can just barely dash over that wall and end up past the egg gate. With skips, yeah, if it wasn't for that, or a equivalent with trigger happy, so yeah. There's an deterrent trick you can do with trigger happy, where you use the Gatling gun to do that. See you, Guru, by the way. Good night. And yeah. There's an equipment trick we do with Trigger Happy to do that, but it's slower and it is a absolute pain because the physics make no sense. So instead we do this. Now for what is quite possibly the most dangerous, the most dangerous arena in the entire game. Look at how small the space we got. These guys, their missiles do 100 damage, and we have 344 health. And you can see why it's a problem. Yeah, you can see why this might be a problem. Look at that. Damn it, I didn't do it close enough. That might be the highest level Spyro achieves, by the way, just saying. 7 might just be the highest level Spyro achieves. It means we're going to enter the Chaos fight with only 460 health for Spyro, plus these upgrades, because we're not going to blow anymore. Run! You idiot! Fucking Spyro. I forgot to set up a minus warp because my brain is still not thinking, because I'm thinking about the time still, and also thinking about not dying, so I always forget to set the minus warp up. But normally there's a minus warp we can do at the bottom there to bypass all this. Come on. Come on, Spyro. You can do it. You can run. Okay. Safe. Okay, Weird. For some reason, landing from Spyro's flight, sometimes you just kind of get grounded in the air, which is funny. That's kind of what happened when trying to turn the corner. So Spyro ended up on the ground in the air. And now, this is the final level. We have collected all 8 elemental sources, and now... Well, first we have a cutscene. And then, yeah. Now we have to sit here and wait. I realize I completely forgot to announce, this and all the communities I need. Oh well, it's fine. It's a fun run anyway. I'm glad I could do this run for you guys, because it is a fun run. As much as, you know, almost dying and being about an hour slower than 80% is, it is very fun to try and play the game like this and to do it for a community which we have very little contact with. But thank you for hosting me, guys. Now it is last level time, and yes, I was trying to fill in time because long cutscene. No one cares about the story, right? I kind of want some of that experience just in case, but I will. This lava king is very much in the way, and I do not want to deal with these minions. Some of that, just in case I can level up again. So here we have a fun gimmick of... You're right, Trash Guy Bob, I can. What am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I not doing 9 to 22? You're incredibly smart. This is why you prepare for... No, it's because I rooted it myself, so... No, you're right, I can do 9 to 22. I hope I can. It would be nice to play through the rest of the level and get more experience, but yeah, no, you're right, 9 to 22 is way faster. I completely forgot that there's a book in Chapter 9 where you actually can, well... the only problem is that because I completely forgot about that, I now have to, I probably going to be slow, so I have to watch the cutscene again. But the level does take a while. Would it be faster? I don't know, I've made a bad routing choice. I do this. This is what I'm known for, being bad. Crap. It's so stupid. Oh well, we've done it now, and we're just not going to bother with the rest of the level. It's for the content. Yeah, it's for the content, totally. It's so I'm on a lower level, which makes the run more interesting. Right, guys? You guys want content? Annoyingly, because of how this game works, I have to return to Hub, and then watch the cutscene again. I hope you guys like that cutscene, because you had to watch it again.
Fantastique. Je vais utiliser le cœur pour t'y envoyer et...
Because I'm an idiot.
Voyons voir. J'entre quelques coordonnées ici et...
Oh, it's so much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm an idiot. French? French! Yes, if anyone missed the explanation at the beginning, we're in French because the cutscenes are faster. The cutscene length is based on how long it takes the voice actors to say their lines. Which means that some cutscenes in this game are faster. I realized I moved off camera. The camera is really, really far to the left of my setup. So yeah, whoops. I do not stream with webcam normally. That's my defense. I do not stream with webcam normally. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to find out that the 920, there's a good reason why the 922 warp doesn't work, and I put it in my time. That's what we're going to find out right now. Yo, it didn't waste all my time. But Spyro kind of did not spawn on the platform, so we were very lucky there, actually. We were very lucky the trigger extensive part. Alright, well, we made it. You saw everything else in this run. The entire hour 46 was the tutorial. That was the tutorial for this boss fight. This is the original trio run. It's this boss fight right here. Ow. Excellent. Really, it's annoying. So, everything that we have done in the boss fight and the chaos fight so far, the minions and the spells, they all come back to play, all while we get to attack the small man himself. So, yes. So now we get to fight all the minions again at once, except this time they have more health. But we actually don't have to fight the minions. The minions are really nice to fight, and we really should fight them, and every time we kill them we get food, but we actually don't need to. If we wait long enough, which is not what we're doing here, and Trigger Happy is very much dead already, Jesus. I do not like this, no. I really like how we have. I mean, it's playable in theory, but we really don't have enough health. We can kind of farm on the Doom Sharks though if we get a good pattern, which I think we have. No, okay. So Trigger Happy died really quick, and so I'm actually not going to bother playing the rest of the fight, and I'm going to restart instead. Don't worry, it does not restart the entire level, it just restarts the fight, so we're going to do that again, because we died way too quickly. As I said, this is, the entire hour 40 that we did, the entire hour and 3/4 that we did so far, it's the tutorial. This is the fight. This is original Trigger. Okay, that's a way better minion to have. Ow. You'll notice that we actually have some flash this time instead of Eruptor. That's just a fun thing that happens, because it is fine. So in this case, all that matters is that Chaos takes damage, but that does mean we're going to need to do some real dodging for a bit. We can kill them for health, but with Doom Sharks it's not too worth it, and these guys are pretty dangerous. So as soon as Chaos starts moving, we can run under him and trigger him to go down. In this case, it always cycles Doom Sharks, and then Life, and then Undead, and then Fire. Yep. So we don't have to worry about that, but the patterns they use are random each time. We need to deal damage to Chaos as much as possible as well. Okay, and in this case we did not deal enough damage to Chaos, so we need to dodge them a bit more. Oh boy. Some of them we can very easily kill, some of them we can't. Okay. Should be able to do enough damage to Chaos now, and he should disappear back up to his platform, and we move on. Zap, we might kill. Ghost Racer is very dangerous, avoid if possible. Although if we can kill him, that'd be great. Zap, I'm going to focus on dodging all of them, but I try and kill him. Yeah, we got him. Why is game bullet hell now? And that is the entire point. As again, this is the entire run was the tutorial. That was very interesting. I don't know how I didn't take any damage there, given I didn't get a shield. So I guess the game decided you were close enough to the cutscene, don't take damage. Alright, this is actually the best life to get. This is snails. Snails can be killed, which means that they are no threat if we do it right. You have to kill them. Kind of technically. We should hopefully one-cycle this, and we don't have to worry about it. Yep, so we one-cycle that. Now we have to deal with all three of them at the same time. We have to deal with all three of the set at the same time now, which is going to get very powerful. They're going to get very strong, and we're going to be in a big predicament. Yeah, this game doesn't have Nightmare, but I want to make Nightmare. And now we need to dodge, because these two are far too dangerous to attack. These two are just way too dangerous to attack directly. So, okay. Now we need to do a lot of damage quickly. This phase is fine. We get to stay with Chaos, but it's not ideal. We're not gonna do enough damage, definitely. If we're not, actually, if we did enough damage. Okay, we did enough damage. Okay, these guys, who's next? Go run, not too bad. X is awful, we figured out. X is probably one of the most... one that you underestimate a lot when playing. With Stealth Elf, she's not that powerful at all. Playing with Trigger Happy and Spyro and the Ocean Trip, she's very strong. Okay, we got another one of those cutscene immunities. Don't you dare. Ow. 89, 82 of the whole 89, really? 96 health for Trigger Happy going into this final fight is not good because that's basically all the health we can get now, other than Doom Sharks. The only way we can heal now is if we get Doom Shark Face, which, because, I'll explain how the rest of the fight works, but I need to hope, first of all, that we actually finish this off. Please, go away. Go away, both of you. Go away. Thanks. Okay. So now we randomly cycle between all of the patterns all at once. Well, not all at once, but so we just cycle through. And also, Chaos has max health again. It's supposed to. So this is the final phase of this fight. Oh, no, dude! I lost all of the health I gained from the Doom Sharks. And that was not fair. So we need to focus on damage. We need to focus on A, surviving, and B, dealing as much damage to Chaos as possible. Strap in. Strap in. We're going to be here for a while. Especially if Trigger Happy dies. If Trigger Happy dies, I'm going to be here for a very long time. And that's very possible. Give myself the best possible chance of survival here. I think we're going to be pretty early, but this fight at any point we could just immediately die and have to redo and spend another 10 minutes doing everything that we just did, so we might be early by about, so at best, if we first try this, we'll be early by half an hour. At worst, we might be very close to estimate. And we can end up anywhere in between. We entered Chaos on a decent pace, or decent enough pace. Okay, we've done a good bit of health already. We've done quite a good bit of damage so far, so we might be safe. Okay, interesting. I didn't know this fight. Snails is good. The snails apparently provide experience as well, which I did not know. They provide a very, very tiny amount of experience, so you can just level up there and gain more health, which is really nice. Thank you, snails. My hands are starting to feel not great. It's looking like Phoenix that we're going to finish very ahead, because we're pretty far through this fight already, and Trigger Happy is full health. So it's looking like we're going to finish about half an hour early. Whoa, but it can change at any point. Nope, we win. We actually won. We actually did it. Let's go. And that's time, by the way. I forgot to say the time, but yes, the time ended. Time ended when the screen faded to black. So, sorry, I forgot to announce the end of time. But we ended. We have won, and that is Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, original trio 80%. Yeah, because I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stay, and also I'm sure the Spyrothon guys would like to get back on pace. I wanted to do a glitch expedition with characters that we've not seen in this run, but we don't have the time for it, sadly, so I don't get to show off. So I guess you're just going to have to watch an 80% run. I don't stream these games that much, sadly, anymore, because I've just lost motivation. I'll be in and out, so if you do catch me streaming, then you catch me streaming. But there's plenty of runs you can watch, plenty of things you can go through, and see more about this run, or about the 80% run, or any other category for that matter. But yeah, so yeah, I'm just going to thank the Spyrothon team for this. You do a great job, and you do great work, and I'm glad that you've had me here, and I'm glad I could represent the Skylanders community here at Spyrothon. So yeah, I want to hand it away as quickly as possible, basically, because that's why I need to go. I hope my mic did not pick that up. So yeah, I need to hand off basically as soon as possible. So.
Alright, thank you, Duke, for awesome run. Go take care of what you got to.
Yeah.
It's a very solid run.
Yep, thank you.
But with that, everyone, it might have been. It was a 150.
Yeah,
157.15.
I'll retime it later. Anyway, I gotta go. See ya.
Awesome, take it easy. With that, Spyrothon, we're gonna go into transition a little break, but I definitely want you all to stay around. We have Mouse coming up with a good clutch little run, little nice and quick run. But we'll see y'all very soon.
Hey guys, my name's Deo and you're watching Spyrothon.